So tonight we're going to be talking about Lot's wife, and we're going to get in there in Luke 17. I think it's down in the 30s. And that's just a real short verse right there, but we're going to go and we're going to look at that when I find it.
32.
Is that right?
Remember Lot's wife?
Yeah, remember Lot's wife.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Jesus is actually talking about the coming of the kingdom, and he says, like he starts in there, and he says they did eat, they drank, they married wives, and they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them. That's in 27. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away, and that he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed, and one shall be taken, the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two men shall be in the field, and one shall be taken and the other left. And he's talking about the end of the age. And when he said, remember Lot's wife, about not looking back. And tonight, as we're going to this new year of 2025, most of us here are 25 years old or older. And there's a lot that we can look back on and reflect in our past. But there's a lot of stuff that we don't need to look back at. It's the spirit in which we look back. Are we looking back? Are we looking back to that place where we used to like to be? Are we looking back to the dope house? Are we looking back to the times that we spent with certain women or whatever it could be that would try to take you back to a place in your mind mentally? You can actually trigger yourself. We talk about triggers all the time, and it's looking back is terrible, because a lot of times when we start looking back, then the next thing you know, we're talking back, and then we'll talk ourselves into another bad decision. And that's how come we have rules here like no war stories. We have rules like, quit talking about Vietnam. We had a guy here that was he's about 55 years old. He was just a few years older than me. And he kept on talking about Vietnam, and then we got to thinking about it. Dude, you wasn't even born during Vietnam. What are you talking about? You ain't that old. And whenever somebody called him out on it, he got mad and he left. But he had everybody convinced that he had actually been in Vietnam. He wasn't even born during Vietnam. You'd have to be born during Vietnam before you could ever be in the thing. Maybe he was 2 years old. I don't think they sent anybody in diapers over there. But that's why them old war stories will get you in a crazy place. Somebody will start telling a war story, and then next thing you know, you got a guy making up war stories. He was literally making up war stories as if he was 20-something years old, and he was out there fighting the, what do they call them? The VC? The Viet Cong. Yeah, we'd go out on night patrols after the VC. What? In your diaper? Are you kidding me? Get out of here, bud. So, but, Hey, has anybody here ever been doing good and then they let their mind take them back to a place,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, they had that old Jones, I call it a Jonesing spirit. Because next thing you know, you're just jonesing for that. But what's actually going on there is the devil tries to show you the fun part, but then you don't remember all the stuff that was going on during that time. All the heartache, all the pain, all the regret, all the running around looking over your shoulder with a crick in your neck, the police looking for you, the not having nothing to eat for days, the water shut off, the electricity shut off, all that crazy stuff. And let's go to Genesis 19 and look at what he's talking about. He said, remember Lot's wife. So let's just look at this. Remember Lot's wife. Genesis 19, and I don't know what verse it's in, but I know it's in Genesis 19.
5.
Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening. And Lot sat at the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and you shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them, or have sex with them. And Lot went out the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not do so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known a man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. And now we will deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to breaking the door. But the men put forth their hand, and pulled Lot into the house with them, and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both great and small, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said to Lot, hast there any there besides, son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out, and spake unto his son-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, up, get ye out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But it seemed as one that mocked unto his son-in-laws. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and on the hand of his 2 daughters. And the Lord being merciful unto him, they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee and escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou come here. Therefore the name of that city was called Zor. The sun was risen up upon the earth when Lot entered into Zor. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities that grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood and looked before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overflow, when he overthrew the cities, which in the cities in the which Lot dwelt. And I'm going to stop right there. So what happened is Lot's wife got destroyed because she turned and looked back. And the angel told them, don't look back. And so tonight, I'm telling y'all, don't look back. Now, as far as the scripture in Luke was concerned, a lot of scholars believe that the earth will be destroyed by fire because of what his commandments was. And he was talking about how bad it'll be. There's some scholars that believe that. I don't know. It doesn't actually say that. It just said whenever it's time to escape, to flee, and remember Lot's wife. You know, there's a time to confront stuff, and there's a time to move on around. Looking back is a place where is a door for the enemy to come in with depression. Looking back is a place where you can open the door and let anxiety in. You know, if I look back and I begin to ponder, well, shouldn't I be further along than this now? You know, there's some of y'all that don't have jobs in here. Man, don't look back. Every day is a new day. The Lord's mercies are new every morning. And man, you wake up every day and it's a new day and it's a good day. Don't look back. You know, whenever guys first get in here, you'll see a lot of times it takes them weeks, because there's guys that come in here that messed up, and that some of y'all that's in this room have had an experience with the Lord before you got here. And you know, you come in here and you was busted, you was broken, you was disgusted. And sometimes it's good to remember those things, because whenever you're remembering those things, guess what? That keeps you in a deal like, well, I don't want to be right there no more. But looking back as if you're losing something or you're lacking something, that's an attack of the enemy. That's an attack of the enemy, because most of y'all are smart enough guys to know that you're in the best place that you've ever been in your life. Spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, all of that stuff. Y'all are stable right now. Y'all have found a place where you can take a deep breath. You have patience. You have peace. You have all of these great things, and the enemy wants to come in here and start bringing up stuff from the past. And next thing you know, you can get drawn off, can't you, John?
Like that.
Just like that, huh? That fast. Yeah. And just a little looking back can bring a bad result. He, you just had enough brothers that loved you that most people ain't gonna chase you down like that. We stayed down there all day, didn't we?
A lot of chasing.
A lot of chasing.
Man, thank you.
Don't look back. Don't look back, guys. There's not nothing back there. There's nothing. The names have changed by now. The faces have changed. The dope has changed. The girls have changed.
It's different.
It's crazy. It's crazy out there. There's not nothing good out there to look back to. There's nothing to look back to. It's total destruction.
I didn't see nothing I was looking at.
Amen. But I just want to tell y'all tonight, don't look back. Remember Lot's wife. Remember that. Remember that. There ain't nothing back there. And this new year, man, every morning wake up with this in your heart. Lord, show me something new. Let me learn something new. Let me get a hold of my future. Help me to have vision. A lot of us struggle with seeing ahead of us because we're too busy looking behind us. Ain't nobody chasing you. Ain't nobody after you. Nobody's looking at you because you owe them for 3 months' rent. Yeah, all that crazy stuff. Y'all remember that? Don't look back. Plow forward. Get you a vision. Get you a 5-year plan. Get you a 10-year plan. Get you a 20-year plan. Where are you going to be at 20 years? Where are you going to be in 5 years? Start setting your mind on those types of things. You know, and that lesson that Dirk taught about growing. If you don't grow, you die. Man, that's a good word right there out of 1 Peter chapter 1. You know, if a man goes and he makes his election and calling sure, he will never fail. But he's talking about growing all through there. And you know, that's what these Bible studies are. My prayer for y'all is that once you get to where you don't have to be in a Bible study, that whenever you're not in a Bible study, you feel like you're missing something. You feel like that was a set aside special time that was helping you, even though a lot of times you might not even want to be here. A lot of times you might have just got done working 15, 16 hour days, you know. But whenever you get to that point to where if you don't have it, you feel like you're missing something, now you know that you're growing. That's the kind of stuff you need to be missing right there. The goodness of God. The just, you know, we're a hard-headed and stubborn people, so we have to hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it because we're like sheep. And if we don't stay close to the master, guess what we do? We stray off. We start seeing that nibble of grass. We start seeing that little, man, that looks like a little fresh little nibblings right there. Next thing you know, you're nibbled out. It wasn't the nibble you thought it was. Yeah. Satan will make it look good. That's all I got tonight, guys.